So I've got a bit of a theme tune for the Shaft Show, which is, repeat after me. I love my life.
I love my life.
I love my body.
I love my body.
I love myself.
I love myself.
Yeah, yeah. So I've got a new bit to that mantra now, which is, and I love making 10 grand a day. So welcome to the Shaft Show. This is a live recording for a little lecture I'm giving at Pyramid Yoga in Thailand, and it's for the Manifest festival here. So I'll be talking to you, not too much, but I'll be talking to everybody mainly, because no one's there. So welcome, my name is Uddin. I am a manifestation specialist. This is one of my greatest life hacks. I spent 7 years on this island, going from this bubble to other bubbles that are like this bubble, and I didn't work for 7 years. I was retired. And all I did was a thing called sex magic. Now, if anyone's been following me, it's my favorite hack. I tell everybody about it. I used to do it religiously. It's my favorite thing. But recently, in the last couple of years, I've left the world of Tantra and I found a thing called Mind Valley. Tony Robbins, Emily Fletcher, Vishen Lakhiani, Regan Hillier. I was literally just on stage with, anyone heard of Abraham Hicks?
Yes.
I was on the hot seat. So crazy, amazing, fabulous things happen to me all the time. You know why? Because I want it to happen. I've been doing the same thing over and over again for years, like almost, 9 years. 2004 will be 10 years doing the same thing over and over again. And for me, after a while, luckily we're all humans, we go through this. We reach our goals, and when we reach our goals, we say, next. And then we reach our goals, and I'll be happy when? Next. I'll be happy when I get a girlfriend. I'll be happy when I get that job I've always wanted. I'll be happy when I move to Koh Phangan. I'll be happy. Goes on and on and on. In some spiritual traditions, they call it feeding the hungry ghost. It's never enough. But if you're smart, you'll realize that's a good default setting. You know why? Because we'll go to the moon. Because Earth is never going to be enough. And we'll just keep on going and expanding and expanding. The aim of the game is actually to do a thing which I never felt in my body ever, which is called being grateful. When you suffer from depression from 1988 to 2014, I was just depressed. Long time. You don't know what it feels like to experience gratitude, because the way depression works is you're addicted to the past, and not the best bit of the past, or the lessons. You don't even know if there are any lessons. It's just fucking shit. It's just chaos. It's just mess after mess after mess. But when you start analyzing your story of your life and realize, I wrote this story, and you don't know this until you go on your spiritual awakening, you can start crafting your own story. It was only until I got sober in 2014. I used to be a raging alcoholic and a drug addict. I was one of the best, in fact. I was hired at parties to be myself. And I was actually hired to make out with women. I made up that job title. It's fantastic. I'm smart. Outside of that, I used to work in advertising. I used to work here as a storyteller. I worked as an art director, a music video director. Before content creation was a thing, people had to go to university to study for 3 years on how to hold a camera and how to craft a story. But now anyone can pick these up and become famous for doing it. It's fantastic. The world moves and you got to move with it. So I learned the power of stories and how I was addicted to the wrong stories in my life. I was addicted to the story of all women will betray me. All women are batshit crazy. All women cheat on me. All women will sleep with my best friend. And it's just a bunch of crap. And I drilled it into my psyche. And a friend of mine said, "You're a sucker for punishment, because every single girlfriend that cheated on me, I'll take them back." And then I would say, "She's just gonna cheat on me as well," and then they would. And they used the term, which I didn't really understand, was, "This is just a self-fulfilling prophecy, Shaft." I'm like, no, it's not. Turns out, the more you do this inner work, the more you're able to witness yourself in the story that you've written, you're able to become, as Moody says, witnessing the witness. Has anyone done ayahuasca or plant medicines? Are you able to control the way things unfold? It's amazing, right? I just have orgasms and pleasure over and over again. Now in Bufo, I've understood how to utilize that now, because I'm smart, I figured a lot of things out. I'm able to have just pleasure and bliss rather than going through the chaos and white froth coming out my mouth and having an exorcism, which used to happen. Once you figure out a certain few things, you're able to live your life and look at your life. I call it like, you have these hindsight moments, you look back and go, "Oh, if that never happened, that wouldn't have happened, and I'm here now, thank you very much, I've got all this money." Or, "Thank you very much, I found the woman of my dreams." It's usually two things that we want to manifest. Getting paid and getting laid is what they said in American Pie one time, and that stuck with me, that became my mantra. Another pleasant way of putting it, life is all about love and purpose. It's the same thing, I just said it different. So finding love, cultivating long-lasting, loving relationships where you feel like you have a sense of belonging and you could have a baby with somebody. It's a beautiful thing to create life and be fully connected so you feel safe and loved and nourished in a supportive relationship. Getting laid. And the other one, what is the point of living? You need to, it's not about just being happy, it's about finding fulfillment. Like, I've been happy long periods and I felt empty. It's only when I was like productive and I could see certain things unfolding slowly and I could impact people's lives and I could go to beautiful places and have a sense of purpose, I could contribute and I could have that sense of purpose and belonging. And then people start throwing money at your face. Take my money, they say. I didn't know that these were options. It's not about how much money you make, it's how much fun you have making it. Who's burnt out in the rat race? We've all been there. Who's burnt out in the spiritual enlightenment race, being a burnt out, overgiving healer? We've all been there. Now, the key is to realize that we're in a simulation. Rat race is one of them. Enlightenment race is one of the ones I call it. And the one I'm in now is the impact race. It's where you combine the world of the Matrix and the world of spirituality together. And there's certain people out there who are the forerunners in this, like Tony Robbins, Emily Fletcher, Regan Hillier is one of the biggest ones in the world of manifestation. I've been to all of these now. Regan and I are friends. Tony Robbins I went to this year at UPW. Like I said, I was on stage with Abraham Hicks today, a couple of weeks ago. They're all teaching Tantra. It's all the same stuff. Nothing's different. It's just different interfaces, different people expressing exactly the same thing. Do you know Dr. Joe Dispenza? Tantra! Now, whenever, because I work in co-worker spaces now, whenever I meet people, I just have to get a reference of where everyone is. Like, has anyone done Dr. Joe Dispenza's workshops or anything? So he's teaching you sex magic. Did you know that? He's activating your sexual energy. He calls it. He doesn't call it Kundalini. What does he call it? Life force energy or something.
Superhuman.
He calls it something that isn't Kundalini and it isn't sexual energy. He calls it something scientific. He doesn't talk about chakras. He talks about energy centers. It's all the same stuff. Now the Tantrikas just do it better, and Emily Fletcher has just... Does anyone know Emily Fletcher? She's an incredible meditation teacher. She invented Ziva meditation. She recently just met one of the graduates of Tantra Island, Layla Martin. We all went to the same school at Gama. And she got fully initiated into Tantra. Now she's obsessed by Tantra. She's traveling the world teaching sex magic. She calls it the sacred secret. She's rebranding it. I was sat on the phone, on the plane this year, and she sat next to me before going to this millionaire festival called A-Fest. And we got on like a house on fire because her new toy is Tantra, and I'm leaving that world to go back into the world of like the normal world. Obviously I'm integrated. I could come back here, be here, go there, be there, and just finding a way to navigate all the worlds without getting sick. Because we're sensitive beings when we become enlightened. We're delicate flowers. We have to have the right food, the right environment, feel safe. Out there's nothing safe, but you have to like learn how to create the environment where you can thrive. On Tantra Island it's pretty easy. I've only been there a few days. I'm already in the flow of life, and life is simple here. I know this part of assimilation. I helped build it. So when it comes to manifesting, what are they all teaching? Has anyone read Psycho-Cybernetics? It's a plastic surgeon who is also teaching Tantra, but they do it in a very psychological way. How people, when they've had plastic surgery, they have to rewrite the story of how they see themselves. And he expanded it in the way that you have the ability to not only change the way you look, but the way you feel, the way you act, then the way you think about yourself, the way your habits change, and you can like literally design yourself however you design. I've naturally been doing all of this stuff. I have an advertising background. And that background allows me to create brands. These brands help you buy stuff you don't need. And you become loyal to these brands, and they create types of people. And these types of people, like people who buy Apple products, especially like Macs, they're often creatives and designers. People who drive Harley Davidsons, they're bikers. They're all built pretty big, and they all look the same in a way. Brands create identities, and when I was working for these major brands, we made you feel shit, so you buy stuff you don't need. We made you feel insecure. We preyed and manipulated billions of people to make you buy stuff you don't need. I was really good at it. Like, I bought 2 houses with it in London. I worked for the biggest brands on the planet. I loved it. Because I knew one day that I might be able to make a difference. Not by making you buy shit you don't need, but I really didn't believe that one man could make a difference. Until I left the world of advertising, utilized all that ways of manipulating society, and I thought, that shit, we're selling fear. I wonder if I could sell love. I wonder if I could sell like something good. So I created this unicorn movement that changed the face of the world. People might realize or remember there was a moment in life when a lot of people were getting unicorn bum bags, unicorn pens, unicorn everything. I started that. I had a huge download on a heroic dose of ketamine at Nowhere Festival, which is a regional burn. Highly recommend it if you're into wild parties. And I thought I was a unicorn. And I utilized all of the things I learned on how to build a culture, a corporation, a religion, and I just created the 10 principles of unicornia. And then that went global. I created a movement. I got sober, and then I found Tantra. And then I just repackaged the 10 principles for Tantra, and then I became world famous for being a famous tantric sex guru. It's all the same stuff. But every single thing I created had a base level thing, a clear intention or a word or a phrase or a I am statement. The unicorn stuff was all based on polyamory. I loved polyamory. That was my favorite thing. I found a new toy. I found ways of not just having one girlfriend, but lots of girlfriends. I was obsessed by monogamy. I was addicted to the past, and I had a string of terrible relationships. And I tell you that my best friend cheated on me. That was my story. And then when I found out that you could have a thing called polyamory, you have one girlfriend, two girlfriends, three girlfriends, and you have a whole harem, I was like, this is the best thing. But it's also really, really challenging if you don't know what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing. So I've gone through all the different types of feeling jealousy, them seeing them with other men and everything like that. But I still pursued this thing called polyamory, and I used the packaging of unicorns. And then somehow it seeped into the collective consciousness, and now the sexy woman in a dynamic where it's a couple looking for a sexy woman, that sexy woman is known as a unicorn. Coincidence? I think not. So it was up to me when I realized that I was in charge of my destiny. I was directing my dharma, and there is me, Shaf's plan, and it's only recently I've discovered God's plan, that I started to create the right things to say to myself. You need a clear intention. It's got to be very clear when it comes to the power of manifestation. It's got to be crystal clear, razor sharp focus. It's like, I used to live in London. I leave from White Hart Lane to go to work at Hammersmith. I know where I'm going. I got to get the tube, and I got to get from there to there to there, and I got to change a couple of tubes to get there. But I know where I'm going. There's a destination, there's an endpoint. It's the same with manifesting your wildest dreams. Start off with a clear intention. Number one. Number two, now there's so many different methods, but you got to believe it in order for it to happen. So you got to feel it in your body. I get paid a large sum of money to get people to do what they did at primary school. I used to daydream. Did anyone daydream at high school and like your teachers like throw chalk at you saying stop daydreaming? They literally cut off your ability to manifest. And now people travel the world and pay big bucks to coaches to teach them how to do what they did naturally as a child. Welcome to the world we live in. You pay money to learn how to breathe. You pay money to learn how to eat. You pay money to learn how to have sex. You pay money. You just keep on learning how to be a human. But we forget. So my job is to remind everybody that your dreams are your dreams. My dreams are my dreams. Has anyone shared their wildest, biggest dreams? Especially to mommy and daddy and your closest best friends, and they said, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that if I was you." And they just crushed your dreams. My mother, she doesn't give yoni massages for a living. She hasn't been a polyamorous unicorn sex cult leader. She's never been a tantric sex guru or sacred sexual Jedi. So I'm definitely not going to get advice from my mom. She's a Bangladeshi beautiful Muslim mother who worked very hard to put food on the table, and I love her to bits. She's a great mom. Terrible for life advice, like the worst. So I just tell my dreams, and my dreams trigger the shit out of a lot of people. And they're the type of dreams I want you to have. Because one day you'll meet like-minded people who would actually say, "You want to be the Tony Robbins of Tantra? I've got a stadium. You could just go there. The main guy just dropped out. He was going to warm up the set. But you could do it because you're ready. And we can see you're hungry. Go up there on stage and you could entertain 100,000 of people." That's one of my dreams. I was at Mind Valley, random guy, And I was on stage, all the stages, all the time. Had a great time. Because I spent decades training myself to be a rock star. Now, I couldn't speak. I don't speak. And I'm happy that I realized that this is a talk, because I found a new toy. I don't hide behind... I used to be a dancer, but a professional break dancer as well before that. And then I learned this thing called Tantra, and then I wanted to become a Tantra teacher, but I was always hiding behind dancing, workshops, using tools to help people. I was always using a script. But now, ever since learning how to speak and use my voice, I like it when there is no music. I like it when I'm not running a workshop, because I'm doing something just new. And I enjoy it, because it's new, it's different. The game I play when I'm doing this is how long can I retain your attention for before I see you started drifting off and leaving? Because then I could hone my skills and make sure everyone's attention is fully here. And that's the power of your intention. Can you maintain your focus on your passions rather than, oh, I really want this, but I'm not sure how I'm going to get there. I really want this, but a friend of mine said, don't do that. Oh. There's a big dial inside of you. There's two dials. One dial is the dial of fear. And we could turn up that volume really, really loud. Or there's another dial. I used to call it love. I don't call it love anymore. I call it faith. I used to have a thing called hope. Ever since hanging around with the millionaires, they speak a completely different language. They do not use the word hope. They told me, Shaft, hope is for the weak. I was like, really? I was like, yes, you gotta have faith. And the only time I ever use the word faith is in religion. Your life, you need to pray for that shit. Pray for it to come true. Every single religion has a prayer method. My mum and dad love them to bits. They cannot read or write English. To this day, they can't read or write English. They can't speak English that good. Somehow, they came from Bangladesh, fully illegal immigrants, came to England, bought a restaurant, bought a house, bought another house so the children could get married and live next door. Then bought another restaurant and bought another house for the other child. Then started putting money and sending it back to Bangladesh to build a mosque, to build the school, to build then the villa in the city and the village in my dad's side and then my mum's side. They got a fucking empire. I have a relative, very close relative. She can't do any of this because she has a very good mantra, which is, I can't do that because I'm dyslexic. And she can't do it. She doesn't do it because she's dyslexic. I'm dyslexic as well. And I've already written a book. I mean, that dyslexia phrase doesn't affect me because I don't care, because I was an artist and I was paid to make pretty pictures. Art direction. So I just avoided words. But one time, on acid, in Sweden, I realized how powerful these words are. And I realized that the words I was telling myself, which was, I hate my life, you're at my last workshop, I'm not going to repeat it. I hate my life, I hate my body, I hate myself, was my default setting. And the best one was, everybody hates me. So I knew the words I was telling myself. I didn't know until I took acid. Through Tantra and Mantra, sober, I discovered ways to reprogram my subconscious mind. It's through singing devotional songs that I discovered that my voice was powerful. I knew the words I spoke out loud was a beautiful way to speak it and you shall receive. I realize making a wish is beautiful, but sharing your wish with other people is even better. Yes, people will shut you down, but isn't it better to go around telling your passions rather than your problems? So the power of manifestation comes from having a clear intention, feeling it in your body, sharing it with as many people as possible, because you never know, someone might say, my uncle could help you. And then the other one is letting it go. Non-attachment, the ultimate form of spirituality, also the hardest form. One of my lovers, she's a manifestation queen. She said to me, you gotta write, and you should write it down as well. Write an order slip to the universe. And you send it to the universe. And you don't check your door every single day and go, oh, has my parcel arrived? You just know it's gonna arrive within 30 days. Or 4 working days. You just know that, right? If not, you're going to get a slip and you're going to find it somewhere. But you just inherently know with such sheer confidence that that parcel, that order is going to come, it's going to arrive. With that level of faith, you want to make sure that this request you put out there is going to come back. Let me tell you a little story. I put out a really difficult request. Did I tell you that I love love? Relationship is my favorite thing. Relationship is my favorite thing. So, relationships really dictate your mental well-being. And it really dictates how abundant you could be in this lifetime. Because where does money come from? Where does your pain and suffering come from? Where does everything come from? It's the relationships with people. The relationships, I have 3 levels of assimilation that I've been playing. The rat race, in that level, I would attract a very specific type of woman. If a friend would ever say, Shaft, I've got a perfect woman for you, I would say, is she hot, blonde, insecure, with addiction problems, with daddy issues? And they were like, how did you know? I was like, that's my target audience, because that's what I would attract. They're my favorite things. Then I got sober and discovered Tantra. In 1 year and 8 months, fully addiction free. And also I healed my daddy issues, saved my father's life. I wrote a book about it. I told you, dyslexic, but I wrote it. It's done. Check it out on tantrawithshaft.com. If you've got daddy issues, this will help you. I basically wanted to attract the gurus, the shaktis, the priestesses, the women who could teach me about Tantra, who could heal me, who could help me. So I started to attract the dakinis. And the only way to move from one part of assimilation to the other part of assimilation and get better and better and better is to say no to one energy. So I said no to the drug addicts and the alcoholics and the daddy issues and then all of a sudden, I remember her name, won't say it, but I said no to her. And then I discovered Tantra Island. I came here and I started to meet the dakinis. All of them were sober. They were waiting for someone like me. It's amazing. Then I was in abundance. You live long enough in a place, you realize that there are cracks in certain parts of the world, and heaven on earth turned into a floating mental asylum. You realize that the dakinis and the priestesses are batshit crazy as well, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I needed stable, solid, strong women who didn't spend all their time taking care of their inner child, needing me to make them feel safe. I didn't have time for, I call them flaky shaktis, who couldn't make a decision between a kombucha or a coconut, who were overwhelmed by the full moon. It was just too much for me. I'm a really simple guy. I just like to get shit done. I like to play, have fun, have incredible sex, make shit tons of money, and have global impact on the planet. It's not much to ask for. And I don't even ask for it, I just do it. I'm just doing it. The shaft train's going. And I started complaining a lot. So, fuck, everyone's like, where are the good women? Where are the emotionally available women? And I had a new mantra now. Where are the emotionally available women? I just want to be met. All women are batshit crazy. Now I started drilling and reinforcing this lack mentality. So what did I get for 2 years living in Sweden? A fried nervous system. I was in scarcity. I didn't get the type of woman I wanted. And then everyone would say, so what do you want, Shaft? I was like, I don't want emotionally unavailable women. I just gave them a list of what I didn't want. And I repeated it over and over and over again. And I would tell it to anybody who would listen. I don't want these women. All these women. You can see a pattern here. One of my lovers said, Shaf, what is it that you do want? Just say what you want, rather than what you don't want. So I was like, okay. Every time I've moved and transitioned, I've always had an archetype of a type of woman I want. From the sacred sexual earth priestesses to the unicorns. And I needed to create something that I could frame. So I developed the Tantric CEO. Now the Tantric CEO, she's a leader in her field. She has minimum 10,000 people on her Instagram. She's got a big audience and a big reach. She knows how to take care of herself. She's emotionally intelligent. And if I'm triggered or traumatized in any way, she could help me heal and take care of my inner child as well. So I'm not taking care of her, but we're taking care of each other. It's not about healing. That's the last thing we care about because we've done that. It's all about impact. She loves women. She's bisexual. She's looking for a partner, a strong Shiva, but she loves having threesomes. Loves it. And is looking for a strong Shiva who could contain a container for her beloved, me, and another woman. And she's looking to start a family in that tribe. She's stable. She has homes in multiple countries. She loves making content. And she is a master in marketing. So all I have to do when I merge with her, I get plugged into her ecosystem, so straight away I could start selling my products. I could start serving a community. I could harness what I've learned and raise up the consciousness in her community with my intelligence, with what I've learned. And the third one, she also has a beautiful network of people. So not only do I have millions of people that I serve, she does and she does. So there's 3 people who's able to reach more and more and more millions and millions of people to help them with their challenges. That's what I'm after. And guess what? That woman did not exist in my community at all. She did not exist. Then I go to a place where people say, don't go there. It's full of fake influencers, fake spiritual people saying, look at me, look at me. The prices are too high. And I'm like, I want to go there. That's my people. So I was stuck in the wrong environment. I was stuck with broke, traumatized, sexually traumatized, celibate hippies, and I had to drag myself out of there, get out of a community where I felt safe and comfortable. My nervous system was comfortable in that space, and I discovered Tulum, and I discovered the Tantric CEO women. The first woman who really represented that for me was a woman called Gina Swire. Check her out on Instagram. She became my new best friend. And I used to give her yoni massages to help her find love. She has found multiple partners, but back then. But now she has the love of her life. And I could honestly say I helped her find that. When I find a woman, and like, she's not my partner, but she's my best friend. She has access to all these other types of women who are Tantric CEO women. Like the ultimate Tantric CEO woman is her friend, Regan Hillier, who's an author on Mind Valley. She's the queen of manifestation. I met her. I start going down this rabbit hole of awesome women and awesome men and awesome people who never use the word humble. They encourage you to be a rock star. Every 2 weeks where I used to live, someone used to say, Shaft, you need to be humble. If you Google, define humble on Google, everybody in the spiritual scene is telling you to have a low self-worth, a self-perception of yourself. Everybody's telling you to be less of yourself. Just Google search, define humble. It's literally the worst word you could use to tell people to be. This is why in some communities people are here and they're trapping people just here. It's up to you to break free to find out there's other simulations out there. So I discovered the Tantric CEOs after everyone telling me, don't go there, this is bad, these people are bad, these people are terrible, these people are mean, greedy. No, it's like people have perceptions about millionaires. They've been the most kindest, loving people I've ever met in my life, but they've never met a millionaire. They have perceptions about it. It's up to you to know what you want. You break free. You share your passions and share your dreams with people. You trigger small-minded people and they will tell you that you're dreaming too big. They'll use words like you're egotistical, you're narcissistic. I mean, the word narcissist will just pop up all the time. You're greedy, you're too much. You will eventually start getting clues where you're meant to be and where you're not meant to be. They say you can't complain yourself out of a situation. I definitely have been complaining myself out of situations, but it's not the best way to do it. It's a longer way. The way you want to do it is focus on what you want, what you truly desire. Again, paradoxical things. You tell somebody about, I really desire this, which is the key to everything. But people who are spiritual woke and everything like that, they say, you need to get rid of desire because desire leads to suffering. Just do what the fuck you want. Enjoy your life. You've got to remember, the highest vibration on the planet is joy, which comes from doing what you love doing. Being fulfilled in what you love doing. So write down your biggest wish for yourself in an I am statement. Mine would be, I am the Tony Robbins of Tantra. Tantra with Shaft makes £10,000 a day, passively. And billions of people love the Shaft show. Dream big. That's just me. Everybody's different. Your dreams are your dreams. When people tell me their dreams, do you know what I say to them? Good for you. I wish you all the best. Do you know what happens when I share my dreams? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do this. No. This is really bad. No, this isn't going to work. And then a lot of them are 27-year-old life coaches. They try and coach me. They try and tell me how to live my life. And all I want to do is just grab one of these and go fuck yourself. But do it in front of a mirror. Please. With coconut oil. And say, I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. And you'll hopefully stop giving a shit and being so triggered by other people's hopes, dreams, and desires. So set a beautiful intention for yourself for 2024. Let it be a massive dream. Let it be your I am statement. And you repeat it every day for the whole year. When you're in self-doubt, if you're in fear, if you're in moments of crisis, remember to have faith in your dreams, in you. Believe in yourself and the world will believe in you. How do I know that? Because I've had global impact. From really dumb ideas, being a unicorn, vaginas, it's changed people's lives and saved people's lives. It doesn't matter what you believe in. You could believe in fear or you could believe in faith. And you could believe in yourself. And the more you are yourself, the more you feel your intention in your body, the more you get wrapped up in what you desire, rather than how you're going to do it. The how's important, by the way. They say don't focus on the how, focus on the why. I'm all about the how. I'm like, how do you do it? How do you do it? I really want to know how you do it. People say, no, it'll just happen. Like, I'm an Aquarian. I'm here to share my knowledge to help raise a collective consciousness. My default setting is, how can I serve and awaken the collective consciousness? That's just an Aquarian way. We're outsiders. No one understands us because we're channeling future technology into this space and time. Everyone thinks the word they use against Aquarians is, you're crazy. He's a little bit crazy. Don't worry about him. Turns out, you're not crazy. It turns out 7 years later, people catch up with what you knew 7 years ago, and you've already moved on to the next thing. Any Aquarians in the house? Really? Can you resonate with what I'm saying? 100% true? Exactly. Luckily for you Aquarians, I'm doing an Aquarian festival here on Koh Phangan in February. So, nice to see fellow Aquarians. We need to hang out. Like, it's tough being by ourselves. No one really fully understands us. And then when you meet people who do, then you can share. Then you can be yourself. You don't have to hold back anymore. So for 2024, create that I am statement. Say it every day. Have it written up on a post-it note. Put it as your screensaver. Make it a poster. Carry it with you. Do something with it. And drill it into your nervous system, into your subconscious. When you're having an orgasm, make a wish and say that I am statement. These are the most basic things you could do. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, have a clear intention connected to your heart. Set it out on an elevated emotion. He calls it quantum. You're bringing your future self into this now body. Or, if you want to manifest large chunks of cash, you could find a loving partner. You could create a circle of money underneath the bed. On a full moon. You could set an intention. I would love to create £10,000 this month from the job I love doing through Tantra with Shaf passively. It's got to be specific to you. I reference myself because I'm doing my inner work by saying it out loud. So I'm doing the mantras for myself, but I'm giving you a framework on how to do it as well. You could have one person giving, one person receiving. I like to have threesome, so it's like 3 of us, so there's more. And you can draw your intention for the month. Yeah. Could be however, what makes sense for you. One person could be giving, and you direct them exactly for 45 minutes what you desire. I would love you to give me pleasure here. I would love you to kiss my neck here. I would love you to say, Shaft, you are really handsome and you got great abs. Shaft, you're really handsome and you got great abs. And you could get reinforced positive statements said back to you. Now, the science behind it is you're in a state of relaxation. You're easily susceptible for the right words to go into your body. How do I know this works? Because you've probably had sex and somebody said something bad to you and it shut you down forever. There's the opposite of that. I'm all about finding the opposite of fear, opposite of trauma. What's the opposite of the stuff that the world knows and make it more awesome, because there's always an opposite. Who's the opposite of Hitler? Anyone?
Of
Who is the opposite of Hitler?
Hitler.
If Hitler was able to change millions and billions of people's lives in a really negative way, and he was able to manipulate vast countries and societies with his vision, what is the opposite of him? Who is the opposite of him?
Buddha or Rumi, to accept everyone, invite everyone, non-discrimination.
Is there anyone in
Mother
Leave it.
Teresa? Mother Teresa?
Mother Teresa? Good, we got one.
Krishnamurti, Gandhi, there are many of them actually.
There's many of them, but I'm looking for ones that had the opposite of Hitler's impact.
Somebody that's like living in a cave that's meditating for the whole world.
Yeah, we're looking for someone a bit more productive. Someone who is able to lead a country. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Buddha. Gandhi?
Mandela and Gandhi.
Gandhi, yes, that's what I said.
So we need more of them. Be the change that you want to see in the world. When you shine, you let others shine around you. These beautiful codes, these beautiful words, these beautiful mantras you tell yourself are powerful. So when you're making love and you have those words said back to you, it's even more powerful. It goes into your subconscious, it goes into the cells of your body, and you feel it more. And it becomes real. Sex magic is way more quicker than normal magic. If you don't have a partner, you can masturbate to your dreams. You could create an A4 piece of paper, and you could have I am, 6 sections of parts of your life that you want to excel in. Purpose, love, diet, body, sex, other stuff, whatever you decide. And you could look at it. Instead of turning on Pornhub, you put it on your iPad, your phone, and then you masturbate to each section. It's a nice way to accelerate personal development and pleasure. You plan, you have pleasure, you plan again, and then things happen. You get into action, you feel a bit happier about yourself. You've also had a great, the best thing of self-love is mindful masturbation. You might as well masturbate to something that you really like and can action. I call it a focus board. It's actually a method I use. It's so easy and so quick that you'll be surprised. Like I got an online course about it, how to manifest, and it's a course all about how to do these focus boards and how to manifest. This is going to be online at Shaft Uddin on YouTube. And there are so many ways to manifest. Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he does his methods. Regan Hillier, she has her methods. And they're essentially all the same. I haven't heard anyone masturbate to their goals. Haven't heard anyone do sex magic rituals the way I do it. I've got enough social proof, all on my Instagram, at Shafted and on YouTube, testimonials about the outrageous things people have manifested. I've been invited to weddings and babies have been blessed because of my power of helping people manifest. And all I ask people when I help them is tell my stories. Because all we are is a bag of bones and a bunch of stories. But don't let your stories define you. Allow yourself to keep on writing different chapters. Everyone's stuck in chapter 2 and they think that's it. Consciously craft your being. In advertising, we have days where we have to do research and we give mood boards. In spirituality, they call it vision boards. Every 7 years, I change myself, consciously. From the unicorns, and all the different types of unicorns I have. I'll tell you how anal I am about this stuff. The fabulous trashicorns, the fabulous of unicorns, pegacorn gods, tantracorns, light warrior corns, transition to tantric sex guru, sacred sexual Jedi, to the shaft show. That's my evolution of the last 13 years. All strategically crafted on Pinterest. Literally finding things, putting it in there, looking at it before I go to bed and looking at it before I wake up. So surround yourselves with yourselves. Surround yourselves with better versions of yourselves. Go to places that stretch your comfort zones. Go to places that people tell you not to go to. I'm going to go to China. I want to go to South Korea. I want to go to Saudi Arabia because everyone says don't go there. I went to Dubai and it's fucking amazing. It's like Burning Man on steroids. So the world is out there. Don't listen to people. Listen to yourself. Share your passions, not your problems. Go out there and live life. Go out there and love your life, love your body and love yourself and meet people who are doing things ahead of you. Never take criticism from people doing shitter than you. Trust me, they're everywhere and they can't wait to give you advice. I make a fortune giving people advice. But I never tell people what to do unless I've got space and time to do it, and I give away for free. It's so much nicer when instead of giving people advice, just play together. Create. So I've been Shaft Uddin. You can find me on tantrawithshaft.com. I've created a library of incredible courses. I'm on the island for 5 months. I'm here to build a community of sacred sexual Jedis, of superhumans, so we could have big impact on the island. I'm after some people who are massive show-offs, who love social media, so we could create I don't know how to market. So I need people like that who are way bigger than me, so they could train me on how to market using social media. It turns out it doesn't matter if you got a shit product or a great product, it's fucking marketing. So it's a whole different thing I've got to master. So let's hang out. I have a lot of spare time. I love people and I love contributing to people's lives. Someone taught me that if you're smart, you'll invite me out for lunch. Because you get free information from successful people. So this is actually what I do. Millionaires are actually a little bit lonely. Like, do you know Vishen?
Yeah.
So he and I went out for a tea one time. And we became best of friends. I was like, fuck. He charges a fortune for this. So you take people out for tea, lunches, hang out with them, and they will just give you your wisdom. But you have to be a good student. Because people up there, if people are hungry for your information, you want to give more. Because I love seeing people succeed. I love seeing people doing better than me. Because eventually, I'll end up working for them. And this is exactly what's happening right now. I'm with one of my former lovers. She's an Aquarian. She's one of the biggest Tantra teachers on this island. Tantra from the heart, Leonie. And she's just bought a massive ashram. And I'm going to be working for her. She's an investor. So thank you. I love you. And I set you free. Everybody in here, make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the Shaft Show. This is one of my favorite things. Hope you all found value in this, and make sure you click the links below.